Streamlining contact management with AI-driven technology. Why contact management breaks at scale. If you've stared at your CRM and wondered which contacts are still real, reachable, and relevant, you're seeing a common failure point in B2B sales operations. Contact records don't just sit there. They quietly drift out of date as people change roles, companies rebrand domains, and buying committees reshuffle. The result is a database that looks full but behaves empty when your team actually tries to prospect. The problem is pace. B2B contact data can decay anywhere from 22.5% to 70.3% per year, which means a meaningful portion of last year's good list is already stale today. That decay shows up as bounced emails, wrong titles, and wasted dials, especially in high turnover functions like IT, RevOps, and finance. If you run outbound through a cold email agency, an outbound sales agency, or an in-house SDR pod, the mechanics are the same. Bad inputs create bad outcomes. At the same time, sales teams are buried in admin work. Salesforce research indicates reps spend about 70% of their time on non-selling tasks, and 32% of reps lose an hour or more every day to data entry alone. AI-driven contact management is how we stop paying quota-carrying talent to be part-time data clerks and start treating contact data like a revenue asset. The business cost of bad contact data. Messy contact management isn't a CRM hygiene issue, it's a revenue leak. Poor data quality costs U.S. businesses an estimated $3.1 trillion per year, and individual organizations often lose 8 figures annually from wasted labor, mistargeted outreach, and incorrect reporting. In practical terms, you spend more to generate less pipeline because your team is chasing buyers who aren't there anymore. Fragmentation makes the damage worse. Research summarized by TechRadar reports 34% of businesses see direct revenue loss due to fragmented customer data, and only 9% fully trust their data for accurate reporting. When the truth is split across a CRM, spreadsheets, dialers, LinkedIn outreach services, and inboxes, your SDR agency or outsourced sales team can't operate from a single source of truth, and neither can AI. This is why contact management is consistently a top priority for CRM buyers. It's cited by 94% of buyers as a key requested feature, yet 17% of salespeople still point to manual input and poor integrations as major obstacles. Put differently, most teams bought the system of record, but they still don't have a system of upkeep. AI is the layer that keeps records accurate, complete, and usable without forcing reps to do all the work. What AI-driven contact management actually does. In plain English, AI-driven contact management means your CRM and prospect lists stay current without relying on heroic manual effort. AI automatically captures contacts from the places they already appear: forms, email threads, calendars, and conversations, enriches missing fields, checks for duplicates, and routes leads to the right owner or sequence. Instead of reps creating and cleaning records all day, they confirm what the system suggests and keep moving. This matters because most CRMs were built to store data, not continuously manage it. When teams depend on human discipline alone, the database slowly becomes a historical archive rather than an operating system for outbound. That's when even the best cold calling services or B2B cold calling services struggle, because the problem isn't the pitch, it's the target. AI works best when it's paired with clear definitions and rules. Your ICP, required fields, territory logic, and suppression requirements still have to be explicit because AI can't guess governance without creating noise. When that foundation is in place, AI becomes the always-on layer that keeps records accurate and actionable at scale. Build the AI-ready contact data foundation. If you want AI to improve contact management, start by deciding what good looks like in your CRM. Define a completeness standard, for example, name, role, seniority, company, domain, location, and at least one verified channel like email or phone, and make it measurable. Then lock in a single source of truth, one system where records are mastered, deduped, and governed, so your tools aren't competing to overwrite each other. Next, pick one or two high-friction workflows and automate those first. For most teams, the fastest wins are automatic contact capture, activity logging, and title/company refresh, because they directly reduce rep admin time and prevent records from drifting. This start simple approach also improves adoption. When reps feel the system giving time back, they stop working around it with shadow spreadsheets. At SalesHive, we see the same pattern across sales outsourcing engagements. The teams that win are the ones that treat list-building services and CRM hygiene as a continuous process, not a one-time project. Our researchers and AI enrichment/value workflows focus on keeping outreach-ready contacts clean, so SDRs can spend their day creating conversations, not correcting records. Whether you're building an in-house motion or partnering with a B2B sales agency, the foundation is the same: unified data, clear rules, and automation that runs every day. If your CRM needs constant manual babysitting to stay accurate, your process isn't broken, your system is incomplete. Best practices that keep data fresh without extra headcount. The best teams treat contact freshness like deliverability. It's preventative maintenance. Set automated verification and refresh cycles so contacts are rechecked before they enter sequences, and again after signals like job changes or bounces. Because annual decay can hit 70.3% in some datasets, cleaning once per year is effectively the same as not cleaning at all. Use enrichment strategically, not blindly. The goal isn't to fill every field, it's to fill the fields that drive routing, segmentation, and personalization. Industry, employee count, geography, role category, and seniority. When teams apply AI to data quality, they report roughly a 30% improvement in accuracy within the first year, plus improved campaign response rates and higher close rates, because reps are talking to the right people with the right context. Finally, make quality visible. Track completeness rate, duplicate rate, bounce rate, and time spent on admin per rep. Then review these numbers like you would a pipeline dashboard. When a sales development agency or SDR agency runs outbound at scale, small quality issues multiply fast. So operational metrics are how you catch problems before they show up as missed quota. Common pitfalls and how we fix them. The most common mistake is trying to automate everything at once. Teams buy multiple tools, turn on every feature, and end up with conflicting enrichment, duplicated records, and rep confusion. A better approach is sequencing. Fix capture and dedupe first, then enrichment and normalization, then scoring and routing, because later stages depend on earlier accuracy. Another frequent issue is fragmented ownership. Marketing owns forms, sales owns sequences, RevOps owns the CRM, and nobody owns the contact record end to end. That's how you get the truth lives everywhere and nowhere situation that drives the 34% revenue loss statistic tied to fragmented data. Assign one accountable owner for contact data policy and make every tool integrate into that policy instead of inventing its own. Compliance is the third pitfall, especially as AI makes scaling outreach easier. Responsible AI-driven contact management means sticking to business contact data, honoring opt-outs and do not contact rules, and maintaining auditability across systems. If you operate cold call services, telemarketing, or B2B cold calling, governance isn't a legal afterthought, it's what keeps your outbound program durable. Optimization, scoring, routing, and personalization at scale. Once your data foundation is stable, scoring and routing become the force multipliers. AI models can prioritize contacts using fit, ICP match, engagement, replies, meetings, site behavior, and context, intent signals, and account activity, but only if your fields are normalized and reliable. If you let inconsistent titles and industries creep in, scoring becomes math on messy labels, and reps stop trusting it. Routing is where teams quietly win back speed to lead. When the right contact is auto-assigned to the right rep and sequence based on territory, segment, and role, you eliminate handoffs and reduce internal coordination. The same time sink that pushes non-selling work to 70% of a rep's week.
For outsourced B2B sales and pay-per-appointment lead generation motions, tight routing is also how you keep attribution clean and performance coaching objective. Personalization scales best when it's grounded in clean, structured data. At SalesHive, we pair strong data hygiene with AI-assisted personalization, including tools like eMod, so our SDRs can tailor cold emails without writing everything from scratch. That combination, clean records plus smart automation, is how outbound stays relevant even as volume grows across a cold calling team and a cold email agency workflow. What's next? AI sales ops and a practical rollout plan. AI in sales is moving from nice to have to default operating model. Gartner predicts that by 2028, 60% of B2B seller work will be executed through generative AI sales technologies, much of it tied to process automation and data-driven workflows. The teams that prepare now won't just move faster, they'll make better decisions because their systems are built on trustworthy contact data. A practical rollout plan starts with one measurable business outcome: reduce bounce rate, cut rep admin time, improve meeting booked rate, or increase pipeline created per rep. Then, implement the minimum AI workflow that drives that outcome. Validate it in 30 to 90 days and expand from there. This is also the easiest way to get buy-in when leadership is skeptical about tools, budgets, or change management. If you're evaluating whether to hire SDRs, build internally, or outsource sales, keep this principle front and center. Outbound performance is constrained by data quality. Great messaging can't compensate for stale records, and great reps can't compensate for fragmented systems. Build the contact management engine first, and your CRM, outreach, and forecasting will finally behave like a single revenue system.